Hi, today I am here with Katie and Tyra from Care Partners, and we're going to learn about an amazing program based around this book called Everyone Loves Grace with this beautiful little guy or gal here, however you want to call with Grace. And we've got the founder of this program and book, Katie, and then we've got an actual organization that uses this program in their programming. And before we dive in to learning more about this, let's get to know the two of you a little bit better. Katie, tell us a little bit about your background and what led to you writing this book and creating this wonderful program, Living with Grace.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having us. My name's Katie McQuaid, and I'm the author of the Everybody Loves Grace book series. There's 6 books in the series, and I originally started writing the books after a 32-year career in the CIA. And one day I was walking beautiful Grace, and I realized her story needed to be told. And the books were originally written for children. But at a book signing, actually, it was at a book reading with children, there was an 80-year-old woman named Grace who came and she told me, my friends think I'm crazy coming to a children's book reading. But when I finished reading book 1, I looked up and Grace was crying. And she said, Katie, the world needs more of this. And that's when I realized the Everybody Loves Grace books had a unique place for seniors. So I developed this intergenerational program with the mission in mind that we could enrich lives through storytelling and meaningful connection. And Tyra is one of our amazing places that delivers the program.
I love it. All right. Well, Tyra, thanks for joining us. And tell us a little bit about yourself and Care Partners. And then I'm really excited to hear how you use this program in your programming.
I'm a Dementia Day Center director here with Care Partners. I initially started out in senior care as an activity director. I became really, really interested in working with persons with dementia and memory loss. I felt like they were very unique individuals and had so much life to share and to give. So in 2002, I started working for Care Partners. Care Partners is an organization of programs and services for seniors and persons with dementia and their families. So there are various different services we offer families. We offer caregiver education, caregiver consultation, second family gathering place, and then a day center. And the day center is where we engage with members on a social level. And we found that living with grace has been very, very vital to what we do here to allow our members to engage socially and to engage in reminiscence therapy in areas of such interest. So it's important to be able to connect with them, and living with grace allows us to do that.
All
And very
right. Man, this is really pretty cool. So tell us, I mean, we've got when you sign up with the living, and this could be both of us, but Tyra, I'm really interested. What does that look like, utilizing this in your center?
So the special thing about living with grace is that we can utilize it however we like. It's so versatile. So one of the ways that we use it is in reminiscence therapy. Excuse me. So we'll read a story to a member, and they tend to reminisce about things places that they've been in, and that they visited along with Grace and her mom. So they get to see various different places. We've done it with armchair travel. So we present it in various different ways. We have armchair travel, whereas we read about the places that Grace has visited. We do reminiscence therapy with the book. Volunteers, we're able to engage our members with various volunteers on a social level, because when the volunteers come to the day center, they read the book to the members and they get a chance to specifically connect with the members, because with the book comes a list of questions, and they don't have to focus about what question they're going to ask or how they're going to engage the member. They can concentrate on being in the moment with the audience that they're engaged with. We have adults who volunteer, who use the book. We have students of all ages going from middle school to high school. And it's definitely crossed all age boundaries. It allows the members to connect with the students at any age.
Now, Katie, you had mentioned it kind of took you by surprise that you were writing a children's book. And now, look at how this is being utilized at Care Partners. Do you ever get a situation where it's sort of like, why are we reading a children's book? Why are we doing this? But as Katie described it, the fact of the matter is, yes, we all like to read and enjoy deeper intellectual novels and things like that, but it's probably really difficult for a middle schooler to come into a community and utilize a book like that in an engaging activity. Am I kind of on track with how this can be universal?
Yes. So I've had seniors that have said, "Oh, why am I going to a children's book reading?" But when they're in there, they realize that there's something unique. They feel comfort through the stories, through the questions that are, there's some science behind the questions we ask. They feel this connection, and they connect with other members at a different level than they would in the dining hall or when they just come for the day service. And so while some people may have that initial reaction, I will also tell you another story. A ferocious reader, she's 91 years old. She called me one day. She got my phone number and said, "I don't know what it is about your books, but every week I have to read a Grace story." So there is something in the books that's magical. And while on the surface, they're children's books, I would tell you they really are for people of all ages.
They do transcend generations. There's something for everyone. And
Yeah.
there's something of interest and something that we can connect with for everyone. If it's a student, they can connect with the time that they were with a loved one, a mom, a dad, their own pets. With our seniors, it's about visiting those places that otherwise would not be available to them to be able to visit again, or might be a little harder for them to visit because they're dealing with memory loss. They're dealing with not being able to get to these places. So the books bring them somewhere emotionally. It brings them somewhere familiar. It allows them to recall places in their lives, times in their lives, and they're able to share that with us. And it allows them to recall certain moments. It allows them to connect with moments that they may not have thought of in years. So it's very important. If you mind, I'll share when we were reading the Christmas book. So I had a member, she just loved hearing the book, and she shared with everybody that her daughter was coming, her grandkids were coming, and what they normally do during Christmas. We could have been reading any other book, but Everybody Loves Grace opened those doors for her in her mind. So she was able to share that, and it opened doors for other members to share their Christmas experiences. It opened doors for other members to know that, hey, I have something, I have something to add, I have something to give. So it does open doors. It does create a great social environment for the members, and it's not long. It's just enough.
Yeah, this what a wonderful story, and it really makes you realize that that's one of the beauties of children's books in general, is that when you're reading to a child, you're engaging in conversation, and we just kind of tune that out in our lives, and so it's great to see the innovation and the multi-purposing of this. Katie, I saw that you grabbed your little stuffy back there. tell us how the role that this plays with the books and the program.
Great. Well, first I want to show you, here's book 5. This is the Christmas Village, our visit to Christmas Village with Grace. And it's a
Yes.
really special place. And it's book 5 in the series. But, I had, through my work with the Everybody Loves Grace books, and when I was starting to think about a seniors program, I learned how important touch therapy is and how important the plushes are and having something to hold or to touch. And so I went ahead and had the Grace plushes made to go along with this program. It wasn't originally part of the book series. And I will tell you one story. When I was piloting this program and testing it out, one of the members asked, "Could I keep Grace?" And of course she could keep Grace. And her name was Brenda, and she slept every night with Grace until the day she died, actually. And
Yeah,
just that connection with the stories and the plush, it's really vital.
man.
Yeah, the plush works really well here at the day center. So we invested in other plushes, like Grace. So we got the weighted blanket dogs. So while we're reading, that touch therapy does help and support. So while we're reading, we have some members who not only have the dog that was sent, but the other dogs that we purchased, because we recognize that that touch therapy is very important and it sends a sense of comfort. And they really enjoy that. And it makes them more comfortable to Grace.
Yeah, and sometimes memories and conversations, because if somebody was a dog owner or had a dog that Grace reminds them of, it can stimulate conversation as well.
Yeah.
Um, Man, this is just an amazing story. I love the innovation here, and the story of going out to do one thing, and now you've sort of unlocked this amazing Living with Grace program that's being utilized all over the place, and especially at places like Care Partners. Is there anything else that either one of you would like to add? I'm really excited to help spread the word about this program because it just sounds amazing.
Well, for us, it opens doors for our members to engage with multi-generational groups. Here at the Day Center, we have students from middle school to college level here. So sometimes it's a little difficult to connect. Grace is that connection. Grace allows that group to connect on a level that they may not have otherwise connected, because the talking prompts allows the students to read from a perspective of being actively engaged and connected to the members. They don't have to think about what they're going to say next, because the prompts are there and they're well thought out prompts. It's also easy to use because you can add to it. So the prompts, the questions that they have might spark a different question, something that they didn't think about saying or doing. So it's just so many different ways that Living with Grace can be utilized in any center. We even have members who read to other members here. So we call them volunteer members. So the volunteer members, we call them volunteer members, and they're reading to other members. So the book it's been used in so many different ways in our environment. And we continue to build on it. It has inspired other programs like our armchair travels. I think that it's important. I think that it brings that connection. It is a catalyst to the connection between an individual and others.
Man. Wow. Well, I tell you what, it sounds like you are really running a great organization down there with Care Partners, and you're really open to thinking outside the box and utilizing a lot of things in your toolbox to create purposeful and engaging activities for the members of your program. Hats off to you. And I'm so glad that the two of you connected on this program. Katie, did we cover it all?
I've got just one more thing to add, and that's that with the program comes the audiobooks. So if we have members that can't read or their vision is impaired, their audiobooks are available and they've been used around the country as well. So it's a pretty neat little kit that comes together, and it's available at www.everybodylovesgrace.com. And the audiobooks with the regular books just are a home run.
This is amazing, y'all. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. I can't wait to get the word out about this great program and the great things that you're doing with Care Partners as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Steve. And Tyra, you really are a caring partner. Thank you.
No.